Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. How you doing? Here we are, start of another show. It is Craft Along time. I hope we get an audience in this show, because at the end of the last show, I did tell you that this show was starting at 3. It might be a bit awkward. If you are watching right now, please can you just say hello to, so I know we have got some viewers, and if you can also just nudge everybody else and say, Ben, got it wrong. What is he like? The show's on now. It's Craft Along, and we're going to be concentrating on the Flamazing Flamingos collection, which, good news, we do have bundles of available for you. I thought these had gone, but we've got Showstoppers, we've got bundles on their own, we've got the individual items too, so you can check out all of the goodies on the web. Just before we get into it as well, just must mention that on the web today, we are celebrating National Creativity Day with a code. The code is CREATE in block capitals. CREATE, and you've got 20% off selected items which are there in a category on the website for you. We are running that deal up until the 2nd of June. So do have a look. It's one use per customer, apparently. Your standard T's and C's apply, but definitely worth having a look. There are, I think, about 1,000 products on there. There's a lot, basically, so do have a look. But as I say, we are award-winning showtime right now with the Craft Along, 1 hour. So we've got lots to do, lots to get on with. Craig tells me he's got lots to do as far as making sure he gets this finished within the hour, so I will shut up rabbiting. In a minute I will show you the collection, but let's get over to the Flamazing Craig Laird, who's going to show you his project and what he needs you to get so you can make it.
Thank you so much, Ben. I have to say as well, for any hobby maker viewers that don't tend to watch us, it's lovely to have your company, because when I launched this on Hobby Maker, I was telling you about today's show, that if you've got the products from them, you'll be able to tune in with the Craft Along. So now is the time. So what we're going to do, if you've not already seen Crafters TV Facebook page, this is what we're going to be making here, and it is going to take that hour. So we're going to go dimensional, but it's still going to fold flat to 7 by 7, and we're going to be using components from, of course, the Flamazing Flamingos. Now, if you, once again, didn't see the social post from Crafters TV, here is exactly what you're going to be needing to make the card and the projects here. So you're going to be needing the Flamazing Flamingos, the tropical background die, the tropical leaves die, tropical scene die and stencil set. You're going to be needing the Flamazing stamp set, feathers, luxury cardstock, and you're also going to need the 12 by 12 paper pad. You're going to need the layout collection, but that's just for a couple of the oval dies. You're going to need your noir black waterproof ink pad and also your multi-purpose white cardstock. That's what you're going to need. And then you're also going to be needing the additional element of some black cardstock. 7 by 7 white card blank. You're going to need your G2 die cutting machine or a large die cutting machine. You're then going to be needing the large guillotine, Scoremaster scoreboard, magnetic stamping platform, scissors, pokey tool, tape pen, dotty tape pen, tacky glue, glue gel, and your low tack tape. That's what you're going to be needing to be making this project. So we're going to go back to Ben, give you the opportunity to grab hold of components of the collection, and then when we come back to me, we are going to get started. So the first thing you're going to want to grab is your 7 by 7 card blank and your A4 white cardstock. Or if you've not got a 7 by 7 card blank, you've got a couple of moments to go and make your own. Cut it down to 7 by 7, do a score line, and then create your card blank.
Wes! I will quickly run through the Showstopper for you, but it's going to be quite fast-paced because I know Craig has got a lot to get through. If you go for the Showstopper, basically, you're paying an extra £10 or $15, and we are giving you 2 lots of your 12 by 12 paper pad and 2 lots of your 6 by 6 paper pad. So that's the value, really. What we did this time around is we sort of put the bonus buy bundle into the actual Showstopper itself. So if you can afford to go big, that's the best way to do it, and you'll get 2 lots of this amazing paper pad. And as I say, you've got that in the 12 by 12 twice, and twice in the 6 by 6 as well. On top of that, you're also going to get, as we always tend to do nowadays, the linen cardstock, 24 sheets of that in colours that will match up absolutely perfectly, as you can see here, with your main papers. There, by the way, also is your 6 by 6, getting that twice within the Showstopper. We're going to give you 20 feathers in here too, which I think is a lovely touch. Flamingo feathers, Flamazing they are. And then also the tricolour aquas as well. Not new colours in here as we discovered, however, colours which are, of course, curated, been specially picked for this collection to work absolutely beautifully with your papers, with your feathers, and with your cardstock. Now, as far as the consumables are concerned within this collection, you are are going to get your fabulous foliage stencils. And as you can see, lots of great stencils here with all of the tropical foliage for you that you can use to create your backgrounds, to create papers with. Just a lovely collection of foliage, which carries on as far as the dies are concerned, your tropical background, which is absolutely beautiful. Create a card die. If you want to embellish that even more, you've then got those smaller dies, the tropical leaves. There's beautiful embossing folders in here as well. The Tropical Flora 3D embossing folder, I think you're going to love working with, as you are the tropical scene as well. This is a really nice collection because you've got the two scene dies which are split in two, so you've got ultimate craftability with that. And of course, you know, you can mix and match those around, elongate your card, and then you've got more dies as far as the flamingo and the foliage is concerned. Then you're getting your foliage trio of embossing folders, once again, concentrating on all those tropical leaves. Then we move into the stamps. So you've got the two flamingos there, together forever is the sentiment that you're going to get. The beautiful, elegant flamingo stamp, which I know our guys have used a lot in their demos over the course of the last few weeks. An absolutely stunning, majestic flamingo edgeable, plus the ever popular flamingo silhouette. Perfect, again, if you want a colour, paper piece. And then you've also got your Be Flamazing stamps in there too. All the stamps within the set obviously relate to the fact that it comes with a flamingo collection. They're not just generic stamps, you know. £112 or $147.20. That, of course, is your free shipping. If you did just want to pick up individuals, or maybe you've already got the collection, you think, wish I got a bit more of that 12 by 12 paper pad, wish I got a bit more linen cardstock, check the Shop the Show and you'll be able to see all of those deals. Quick hellos, we have got Superstar Susie on the socials. Vanessa Fuentes says, good morning from Florida. Hello. Alison Alcalay says, good morning, Ben, Craig, and everyone from sunny but chilly New York City. Hope the flamingos have landed safely and won't interrupt the transmission like they did earlier. That's what it was.
Yes.
The flamingos. Ali's in from Belfast. Jen's in saying, hello, crafty friends. And Olga says, I haven't used my Flamazing Flamingos yet, making Modern Man cards. I wish I was home to craft along. Well, Olga, save this show for a later date, and you can once you are ready. Talking about ready, I am, they are, he is, let's go.
Let's do it. And I put my money where my mouth was, and I bought extra paper pads myself when you launched it with Debbie last week, and actually just got them today because we've not been in the last couple of weeks. So I got mine, absolutely love them. Now what we're going to do, before we go into the paper pads, we're going to go in with our white cardstock. Now I've got my 7x7 card blank, and we're going to go in with our guillotine, Ben, with just one sheet of our white card, and we're going to cut this to 9 by 7 inches. Okay. So we're going to go up to 9 inches, and then we're going to cut at 7 inches. So we've got 7 by 7 card blank, and I've now got 9 inch by 7 inch when it comes to our white card. We're going to go into our score master here, and if I take my scoring tool, and what we're going to do is we're going to score at 1 inch and then 2 inch. So I'm doing it lightly and a couple of times. Now, of course, it's a score master, so I'm now off my board. So to make it a lot easier for myself, let's flip it and let's do 1 inch and 2 inch once again. So once we've scored that, what we're going to do is we're going to do your mountain and then valley fold, like so, and then mountain and valley fold. So what we're going to look, or from up above, you can see that is the look that we're going for, but then that will also then fit perfectly onto your 7 by 7 card blank and will fold down into 7 by 7. So whether you just press it down or to the side, either way it will fold. I'm going to say relatively flat, because we're going to put layers and embellishments onto it. So you might want to make an envelope box or something along those lines. What we're then going to do is let's get the strips done to start with. So the strips for these 4 panels here. So these are going to be because your actual strips here are 7 inch by 1 inch, what we're going to want to do is we want to cut strips that are 3/4 of an inch by 6 3/4. So we're going to come along here with the paper. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use this component here of our flamingo. This is what we are essentially, Ben, going to be framing. See there. So all that I'm going to do just now, because I just need kind of like that little section there, I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm just going to roughly cut bigger than I actually need, because obviously I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to cut this down. So I've just given myself a good bit of space on that outer edge, and then I'm going to move that out the way. Move that out the way, and then I'm going to come in with my guillotine once again. Now, you can, if you want, have the design of the paper pad flowing in that same direction, so you've got that continuous design. But because of the style of the card, I wouldn't worry about that. You're not going to notice that it's not a continuous design. So I'm going to come along here and let's cut this one to our, let's go in here. So I'm going to just straighten off that edge.
Yep.
And then let's cut a strip. So because our strips, we want 4 that are 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
It can be a little bit difficult, Ben, going in at the 3/4 of an inch under the blade. So what we're going to do is we're going to square that off. So it just so happens I'm at 5.5 inches. What we're now doing is we're now going to count down 3/4 of an inch. It's easier and it's safer. So 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch. Now that gives me my perfect 3/4 of an inch in width here. So again, it's quicker, it's easier, but it's also safer than trying to get under the blade just here. So now that we are still at 1/4 of an inch, it just so happens we're at 4 3/4. We're going to do it again, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and cut. And then we're going to keep doing that another twice. So 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch, cut. And then last time, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and then cut. And because I'm not bothered about the flow of the design, I can just bring these ones in. And remember, we need to now cut them at 6 3/4, which is a lot easier. So 6 3/4, 6 3/4. And then the little bits that are left over, don't bin them, because of course you can use them for your background. Definitely do not want to waste this pad whatsoever.
That would not be a Flamazing thing to do.
No, it definitely would not be bent.
Just to say as well, by the way, sorry to interrupt Craig, we've only got 29 Showstoppers available.
Wow.
Oh, we've only got 28 Showstoppers available if you want to get one in this show, because, as I say, I thought it sold out, but they've obviously bundled a few. Oh, sorry, what? Hey? Oh. We'll talk about the floral aperture collection. If you want the Showstopper of the floral aperture, we've only got 28 remaining. Oh, there you go. So take that back, what I said about the Flamazing Flamingos. Take your time, take your time.
Now what I'm doing here, because I only want a thin black matte layer, you know what I've been like the last couple of months now? Instead of doing 1/4 of an inch matte layer all the way round, I've kind of just lessened it now.
What?
And I give myself a very thin black matte layer.
Oh.
Now the way that I do that is I'll pop my strips. Now I'm making sure I've left myself a little bit of a gap, and it's about cutting on the guillotine little and often, Ben. So we're just going to add these to our cardstock, and just leaving a little layer at the bottom and press that in, and then let's come along with our 4th strip, and then we're going to add that on. Now, if you want, you can absolutely do 1/4 of an inch matte layer, but what will happen, Ben, is that will fill the complete panel,
Okay.
the column. I don't want that. I still want to have my white layer that's kind of framing it. So let's take this one. We've gone right up to the edge, giving myself a little matte layer. So I'm going to make it even easier. Let's just chop these ones just roughly just now. Let's chop that one away. And now this is what I mean by little and often. So we're going to come along. Let's just give ourselves a little layer. So I've cut a little bit. I need to give myself just a little bit more, tiny bit more. I'm happy with that. And then we can turn that one around. And then again, I'm just following the edge of the guillotine We're bringing this in. I'm keeping the handle out of the way until I'm happy. And then I've got my perfect, very, very thin black matte layer all the way around. And if I was to just show you just now, I've still got that white framework all the way round. So all that I need to do, I don't know if there's any comments or that, Ben, but I'm just doing that exactly the same just now for these remaining 3.
Well, we can say hello to Felicia Neal, who has joined us from Toledo, Ohio. We can also say hi to Lynn Harvey, who says, hi Ben, Craig and the amazing CTV team, the wonderful social superstar and everyone. I did watch the last show, but I didn't comment because I was colouring my hair.
Oh.
What colour did you go for?
Oh.
Pink like a flamingo, you think, Nicola? Okay. Nicola's got pink hair.
She
like a flamingo.
has.
She is the resident flamingo
She
here.
is our very own flamingo.
She stands around on one leg like that the whole time. Yeah. She doesn't sit down, she just stands on one leg in the gallery, eating fish. Carolyn Wilson says, I just love this set. I'm looking forward to seeing Craig's take on it. Robin Bays Pittman says, hello from North Carolina. I'm on vacation. Hola. Still watching from the coast, always looking for new ideas. Lynn Morton says, afternoon, Ben and Craig Lake.
Afternoon.
She doesn't say like. And all the team from a chilly Newcastle.
Why, aye, man.
Gail Moore joins us from Maryland. And Linda Borchert says, I've sent in a picture of a card I made this week with this collection. Oh, well, we might just have a little bit of a look at that in a bit if we get a chance. And Mary Beth Doyle joins us from Minnesota.
Minnesota, eh?
Hey?
That is now the home
Of WrestleMania.
Well, I was about to say SummerSlam.
Of SummerSlam.
2026.
6.
It is indeed.
Is it actually?
Yes, it is. So Cleveland's this year.
Yeah.
Minnesota is 2026. And it's 2 nights like WrestleMania.
SummerSlam?
Yeah.
2, is it?
Yep. But they've not announced what next year's SummerSlam location is. But they've launched the one after.
Yes. What was I going to say to you?
It doesn't matter.
What you were going to say?
Nope.
No, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Can't remember what you were about to say. Must have been a lie. Must
old.
have been a lie, Ben.
Getting old. No, I was going to ask you a question, so it wouldn't have been a lie.
Were you?
Oh, when's your Clash at the Castle?
It is 2 weeks on. Well, SmackDown's Friday. Clash at the Castle is a Saturday.
And it's not going to be McIntyre Punk now, is it?
No, it's
McIntyre
not.
Priest.
No, it's McIntyre and it's going to be Priest. And it's one of those things, although Drew McIntyre, I'll just say here, Ben, all that I'm doing, within that centre part, we're going to bring in that create a card die. I'm not using the outside edge because I want to keep it in the actual cardstock. So we're going to bring that one in here. But yeah, what was a way to say there is as much as I would love Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, obviously Drew McIntyre is going to challenge Damian Priest for the championship belt.
He's going to win, is he?
Well, it would be good if he did because Drew McIntyre's from Ayr, Scotland, so it would be good. But what I think would be better if CM Punk cost him the match. And then SummerSlam was going to be Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. So I think it'll be good if Drew McIntyre wins the championship belt in Glasgow at Clash at the Castle. But I do also think as well for Glasgow, the place is going to go bonkers if CM Punk's music hits.
Is Punk not cleared to fight yet still?
Not yet. Not yet. Nope. Not to fight.
But you reckon he might turn up and pull the ref out or something, or
cost him the championship? Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because the natural thing is for McIntyre to win in his home country, isn't it?
Well, that's it, because he was in the championship match last year, not last year, year before Clash of the Castle with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
In where was it again? Cardiff. And everyone thought he was going to win then, but obviously he didn't.
Yeah.
So yes, it's going to be an interesting one.
And when are they going to give LA Knight a big title go? He needs to have a title.
He needs that push, doesn't he?
He does.
He absolutely does need that push for sure. But you can see now, cut straight in. So that's now cutting into that central part. But now what we want to do is we want to take a bit of black card and one of those pink tones, the linen cardstock from the collection. Now for these ones, let's bring in our guillotine, and both of these layers, Ben, we're going to cut. So we're going to go to the 5-inch mark, but I'm going to come down maybe just a couple of mils, turn that around, and we're going to go 7-inch mark, but come down a couple of mils. And then we're going to do the same with the black cardstock, up to 5, and let's just come down a couple of mils. And I know I say this quite often, but when we have dies, Ben, that give you the outer edge, I very rarely use the outer edge. I cut my cardstock to the size I want, and then cut it.
Fair enough.
So you've got that outer edge, but it's just preference. So we're going to take both of these both of these layers, and then we're just going to run these ones through. So we're going to run that one through to the pink. We're going to do the same on the black, and then on another bit of black cardstock, I've taken, you know, the 2 oval dies from the layout collection. So if I bring this one in here, so you've got your smallest oval, you've got the next size up, and then it's the 2 in the middle. That's the ones that I've used. And what we're going to do there is we're going to take a bit of black cardstock and we're going to cut a black frame out of those 2 ovals. And we're just going to run it through the Gemini.
Whilst you are doing that, Lynn is not having pink hair, Nicola. She's going for ultraviolet.
Nice.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Ultraviolet? That's purple then, isn't it? Yeah.
I would have said so, yeah.
Purple. Craft is purple.
Crafty purple.
Mary Beth Dawes says, make your plans to come to Minnesota, she says.
That would be so good.
SummerSlam 2026.
2026, yeah. Yep.
And Lynn says, I'm going to be doing this craft along this weekend. Don't forget, if you do... Oh, you do, dude. If you do... I did. If you do the craft vlog at any point, make sure you tag Craig and me, because I like to see in any of your makes on the Book of Many Faces. And also hello to Altia, who says, hello, everyone, to Ben and Craig. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Apologies if you have just joined us late and it was my fault, because I did say the show was at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Although having said that, yes, Nicola, I will back myself up and say the email that was sent out said we were on air at 3 o'clock.
And the video that we done this morning
did also say...
says 3 o'clock.
So let's blame management.
Yes.
Yes, because we all knew what time it was, and then they went and changed it. So anyone who's late for the show, if you want to send your complaints to Dirt Management at Crafters TV.
Please do, guys.
Crafters TV Land, Craftville.
Yes, but then the good thing is you can always go back. And actually, I know I'm going to say it, most of you tend to watch live and then craft afterwards. Yeah. Because you can pause and you can reverse or rewind. You've got that option. But then even that die on its own, Ben, just in the black cardstock, beautiful is that. And then we've got our oval frame as well. So let's move that one out of the way. We'll do one other step just now, Ben, and then we'll take a little bit of a break. Now, what I'm going to do here is let's go in with that oval. Now, within that oval there, sit that out the way, and let's bring in our flamingo. Now, with this, I'm going to cut to 4.5 inches. So let's go 4, is it 4.5 that I need to do? No, 6.5 inches. 6.5 by 4.5. So that's 6.5 by 4.5. Yeah. And this is where, essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to end up framing our flamingo.
Yeah.
bring in either your dotted tape runner or your tacky glue.
Yes.
And then what we're going to do is let's add our glue. Now I'm going to flatten that so it's easier for me to see. I'm going to get that kind of roughly aligned at the back. And then where I can see my flamingo there, what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to pop my oval frame into position. Let's just move that out of the way so I don't get any excess glue. And we're going to press that in. Give that a really, really good press in. We're going to let that set just for a moment because we're going to chop that out. And then just before we go for a little break, let's bring this one back in. And then let's take some of our card. So let's take that same deep pink cardstock and let's bring in another bit of black card. So because that is 4.5 inches by 6, let's go 4 3/4 by 6 3/4.
Yeah.
Which gives us our perfect matten layer. And then for the black, we just want a thin layer. So again, let's go up to 5 inch, but come down a couple of mils. And then up to 7 inch and come down a couple of mils. That's going to give us our thinner black matten layer. Now your linen cardstock you can gut. If I'm at home with my own card, I will gut. It's a studio cardstock, so I'm not bothered. I'm just being honest. So let's bring that in and position that one in. We've already positioned that oval frame, so we know that we're going to get that framed aperture focusing on the flamingo. But this could be any of the flamingos, Ben, on any of the pages. Do you know what I mean? Just position it in the right place. And then let's bring this one back in. I'm going to go in with my scissors here. And then do you know what I've done, Ben?
What you've done?
What have I done?
What have you done?
What have I done?
What have you done?
I shouldn't have put that on just yet.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't have put that on just yet. Do you know what?
There you go.
I don't want to tear it off. So let's just carry on.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to rectify it. Let's just snip.
What did you mean to do?
I meant to drop shadow them and then put them on first and then
cut around the two. But you can still do it.
Oh, you can still do it.
It's just extra cutting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it in a different way. So let's chop this one out and then we'll take a little bit. I'm not going to do anything other than tidy.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, gives everyone a chance to catch up, but then we're at this stage. We're still going to get the same result, Ben. I'm just going to end up doing it a different way than how I originally done it, which then once it's layered up, we can see we're going to start to get the focal point of the flamingo.
Well, we'll go for a short break then, shall we? Carolyn says, dating myself, Craig, but my gran and my favourite wrestler was Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Ah, legend.
Piper's Pit. Hello from Maryland, says Linda Armstead. And Lisa P says, when Craig said layout collection, I thought he said Laird, as if it was his own personal collection. I think Craig should have his own collection. I think we should do a Laird collection.
A Laird collection. Wrestling and Scottish.
Scottish wrestling collection.
Scottish wrestling.
Yeah, that would be a collection, wouldn't it? That would be niche, wouldn't it? That would be niche. A Scottish wrestling collection. Yeah, and sentiments like Wes and Toodles. And Swaddle and Puddle and Cuddle and Cuddle.
Don't start.
I won't start. I'd love a collection as well. Mine would be a dad joke collection.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like you could incorporate like your scratch, they said the scratch and sniff then, no, the scratch and reveal, where you scratch off the punchline afterwards. Just putting it out there for Leanne's watching. The Scottish wrestling collection and dad joke collection. Which ones would you buy at home? We're having a break, yeah? Oh, we're having a break. Good. There are less than 50 of the Showstoppers remaining if you're going for the Flamazing Flamingos. So if you have it in your cart, you might want to get it checked out and we'll meet you back here. We've got less than 50. Come back. in about 3 or 4 minutes' time, and we will finish off this Flamazing Craftalong.
Tea first, and then from there it'll be meetings, and they could be commercial meetings, they could be creative meetings, I could be supporting one of my team. I also manage a large team, so it could be one-to-ones with those. Every day is different, but always a predominant focus on the products, how they're working, the new products that we're bringing out, a lot of research and development. When we get to see the finished article, way before anybody at home gets to see it, it arrives and we get to unpack it and experience it and try it, that gives us all a massive buzz. I can't be getting out of bed too early, and I like to get to bed. 9 o'clock's the new 10 p.m. Tea all day long, black, no sugar, thank you. I tend to miss breakfast, which isn't great, and if I have something when I come in the office, then that's going to be yogurt and fruit. My face, all of the makeup that makes this, nobody's seeing this without that on. Probably a baked potato or a salad or something egg-based. Ooh, Craftalong a masterclass. I'm going to say masterclass, and that's because I love to educate. One song that would be the theme tune to my life, it would be Billy Ocean, Red Light Spells Danger. Pour a gin and tonic. First thing I do. Get in the house, gin and tonic, decompress the day, and then plan what I'm going to do that night.
My day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. That's, yeah, I can't say no more than that other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Welcome back. Janelle says, coming in late to the party and I can only stay for a few before I have to go and do that thing they call work. Oh, work. Oh, God. It always gets in the way of me and my crafting. Just rude, she says. Gail says, I bought this kit, didn't know how or where to start, and I'm loving all the team and their creativity. Nice one. Anne says, read the Scottish wrestling collection. It would have lots of swaddles and squaddles. Yes, it would. It would have swaddles and then squaddles and puddles. And Lynn says, sorry, Ben. Oh, neither. Oh, okay. Lynn says she doesn't want the Scottish wrestling collection or the dad joke collection. Well, please yourself then. She says, I'd rather have an Egyptian collection. Ah, well, funny you should say that. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
So wait, say, do you know,
Look at his face
something that I
then.
don't know?
I've no idea. I'm just making it up. Just making it up. Right. I genuinely don't know. Right. Let's have a look at some pictures, shall we? Yes, let's do that. Linda! Like this. This is that beautiful flamingo die with the creator card, isn't it? Love that. Very nice. Like that.
That is nice. Really, really lovely.
Yeah. And then now is this the the inside of said card?
Oh, look.
Super cute.
And like the craft along that we're doing now, Ben, you could frame that instead.
Yeah. That's the great thing about this paper pad, isn't it, as well, that you've got so many beautiful images that you can use them as inserts,
100%.
use them to frame, as you're doing there, using like, you know, certain points of the paper pad to be like the focal point of a project. So very, very craftable. And we must just say hi to Shadiah, who says, I'm late for the party, but I'm here now, boys. Aidan Blakelock says, I cannot wait for the pop-up shop event, 13th of July. I don't think it says it in the video there, but yes, 13th of July is the date for that. It starts at 10. I don't think it says that either in the video, but it starts at 10. Right, Sarah and Leanne are going to be there. Are you going to be there? No.
I unfortunately won't make it that day.
No. I will be there.
Are you going?
No, I'm not going to be there. I'm off to Turkey to get my teeth and bum done. No, I think that's all I was getting done, wasn't it? I think that was all I was getting done. Anyway, back to Craig for the second half of the craft along.
Hair washed? Hair done?
What?
Getting your hair done?
To get my hair done, get hair done, yeah. I don't need my hair done actually. My hair's all right.
It is. It's looking snazzy.
Yeah, just like yours.
Me at the moment. No.
Hello. You've got like a bit of a unicorn? A flamingo beak thing going on.
Yeah, well, I went with the theme. Should have brought my flamingo top in.
You should, shouldn't you?
I forgot.
We should. I've got one as well. Why didn't we think of that?
Because we're stupid.
We could have been the Flamingo Brothers.
We could have. Oh, the Flamazing Flamingo brothers. Let's be fair, Ben.
They sound like a wrestling tag team, don't they?
Doesn't it? Yeah, the Flamazing Flamingo brothers. Yes, we didn't even realise when the show was, Ben. Never mind what we're actually going to be wearing in time. So, so instead of having the flamingo shirt, we're going for the flamingo hair.
Yeah.
Rightio, let's carry on and start to finish this craft along. So we've gone for our creator card. So we're going to add our dots onto the back. And as I always say, when it comes to the time at home, my preference is our tacky glue in the small applicator, but it's one of those that does take a few extra moments just to make sure that you get your glue all over into the back of each of the die cuts. So let's take all of these dots here, and then we're going to do our drop shadow, but this is essentially going to be like a triple drop shadow, which will come apparent in a moment.
Yeah.
So let's pop that over and then let's do a drop shadow as we would usually do. So let's bring that one in and then we're going to press all of that. So let's press that into place. What we're then going to do, now you could use your guillotine if you want, but the remaining edge of the black, because you're going to have a black outside edge on two edges because we've done a drop shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim them away. So we've got the black drop shadow within the middle, but we have no black on that outside edge. So let's just trim that away. Now at this point, Ben, we're going to pretend I haven't cut that out in the middle there.
Right.
So we're going to pretend it's still that full creator card. So we didn't do it, ignore it, and we'll rectify that in a minute. So this is where the triple drop shadow is going to come in. So now we're going to do exactly the same over the black here. So let's add our dots or whatever adhesive you're using. Give that a really, really nice coverage. Add in these ones in. Move the tape runner in the flow of the die cut so you don't bend, rip or tear. Let's bring this one in. And then we're going to do a drop shadow again. So we're going to do the drop shadow, and then let's press that in. Because of the card size that we've cut it to, it just means it's going to fit nicely within that centre section.
Okay.
This is when you would come along with that oval die cut.
Yeah.
Now, in that break, the only one thing I did do, Ben, was I just cut out another one.
Right.
So, done what I've done before, the same 2 oval dies. I've cut my black oval, and then we're going to add our dotty tape or our glue that I've done. So all that I'm now going to do here, Ben, is I'm just going to put that bang over
Right.
where that other oval is.
Yeah.
So let's just bring that one into here. We're going to add that in, get that into position, and then we're just going to press. So you're going to do all these layers first, and then at the end, you're going to add in your oval die cut, and we're going to press that in, give that a really, really good press. What I'm going to do, just to give that a few moments to grab, let's come in with our strips here, and let's add them in, because if I go to cut that out at the moment, there's still a little bit of wiggle room within the oval, so it's going to move ever so slightly. So I'm going to go in with my tacky glue. Again, use the tape runner if you want to. It's entirely up to yourself. But if you're doing thin, tall columns and strips, what it's going to do is it's just giving you that wiggle room on something, an edge, an area that is quite delicate. Mm-hmm. So let's press that in, and then we're going to come along with that last one. This is what I mean by it doesn't matter for something like this if the paper, the design of the paper isn't flowing in the same direction. So let's press that one in.
Yeah.
Hold that in. And then let's come in now with our scissors. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to trim that outer oval. So we're just going to trim that out with our scissors. If you find it easier using your large scissors or your craft knife, by all means do that. But you just need to keep in mind there's going to be some sections, Ben, that you're cutting into pink card, black card and white card. So you might find that your scissors are going to be easier to use. Whether it is your large scissors or small scissors, you can do that. What you could do, if you want that little bit of helping aid, you could layer all these together. Yeah. And I'm just answering a question Nicholas just said in the ear there. And using the oval die straight over. Sorry, I'm just finishing that off there just while I
can't talk and cut.
I know I can't. I can't. So what you could do if you wanted to is put the smallest of the oval die in. So layer all these together, Ben, sit that in, then run it through. It will work sometimes, but again, that's, what's that, 250 GSM. What's our linen cardstock?
Then 250.
Is it? It's not even on the packet.
It is.
Sorry, 250. Yeah. So that's 250 GSM, 300 GSM and 300 GSM.
850.
So it's really quite simple die, but it might just be, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, what's going to happen, it's going to cut the first layer, maybe the 2 layers, and it'll leave an indentation on the base layer, which you can just cut around if you want. Yeah. So give it a shot, won't damage it, but keep in mind it's 3 layers that you're asking it to cut. Now that is what we're looking for, that you can see here. So we're going to come along with our card blank. So let's take, I'm going to use my tacky glue for the left-hand side and the right-hand side. And then making sure I'm doing a 10-fold card here. So
double check.
What was that? Yeah, just double check. If you do a traditional opening side card, it's still going to work. But if you do it the wrong way, if the fold of the cards at the bottom, on the right-hand side, it ain't going to work. But always remember, if you've got height or you've got depth or you've got strength, a 10-fold card is the best one to do. Because if you use a normal opening card like that, what can happen is the card will fall over.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because there's nothing to hold that structure. Whereas having from up above, you've got that tent fold, so you've got that strength and structure at the back. So let's press that in. So we've now got our base, and then I always do this bit last because then we can kind of just jiggle it about slightly. So let's add our tacky glue, and then we're going to then slide that one in, and then let's then bring that into position here. So we're now framing our flamingos, like so. Let's press that in, press that one in, and then we can just take a couple of embellishments in our stamps, and then we'll start to finish it off. But there we are there.
What I've loved about this, again, it's a really complicated looking card, but again, doing it in a craft along style has broken it down to make it very achievable, even if you know, are not a next level crafter.
It really, really is quite simple there. And that's kind of why, you know, we all know it's not the sort of concept that I tend to do.
No.
But I just wanted to, you know, kind of change it up slightly for myself, do something a little bit out of my comfort zone, but still achievable within an hour. You know, at home, if you're doing this later, you're probably going to be doing it a lot slower, but then you've got that option. You've got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So let's take these three here, and I'm going to use the green linen card. So I'm going to take these ones, and I'm going to cut them in the green linen, that one in the pink, and then I'm going to cut them again, Ben, within the leftover black card that I've got. And we'll do the drop shadow, and then we'll start to finish off.
Well, you say hi to Stephanie, who says, good morning, everyone, from Farmingdale, New Jersey. And Carol Byrne, big winner Byrne, who says, Ben and Craig, I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Must be coming your way soon, Carol, because you would have... Did you win this? You would have done. Within the countdown to launch. So it should be with you soon, I would have thought. Shaddai says, Craig, Lord Ben is off to Turkey to get his teeth and bum done. Teeth and bum job. Wowzers, says Shaddai. It's all lies. I'm off to Turkey for a holiday. No teeth or bums will be altered. Linda says, wow, great card, Craig. It really is. And Aidan Blacklock says, Aidan is 14 years old. And Aidan says, I love collecting your die and stamp sets, and I love all your products. What sets have you got, Aidan? That is the question. Send us a pic of your collections and let us know which ones you've got, because that's great. One of our younger crafters.
It really is. It's so good to hear.
Yeah.
Nice to see your name coming through, but also commenting.
Yeah, I was just thinking as well, I was thinking, yeah, it's half term, of course, isn't it? So maybe we have got some more youngsters watching.
Maybe, yeah. I always forget, though, because Scotland's different to England.
What, for half term?
For all holidays,
Is it?
Pretty much. Or usually what you happen is the overlap. So maybe Scotland will come off, so say 2 weeks. Scotland's off the first week. The middle week, both Scotland and England are off. And then by the third week, Scotland's back, but then England are still off that. Yeah, and then summer holidays, it's kind of the same. Scotland come off first for a couple of weeks.
There's sometimes a north-south split here as well, because we've had it recently where our kids have been off on a half term, and then we've wanted to meet up with family down south, but their kids have been at school, and the week our kids go back to school, they're then off.
There, yeah, yeah.
Rosalind joins us from Maryland. Hello, Rosalind. And also Gail Moore, who says beautiful. Don't know whether you're referring to Craig or the card. Probably both.
Maybe you.
No, probably you and the card. What did you just say, Nicola? I'll be more beautiful after I've been to Turkey.
Are you really going to Turkey?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yes, but not for the reasons
Not
everyone's
right,
saying.
okay.
No.
Just for a holiday?
We're going for a relax, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I never realised until we'd booked the holiday to Turkey that is where a lot of people go to get
did you
stuff done.
The Ryland teeth.
Oh, yeah. Ryland teeth.
The Ryland teeth. No, I don't think I've been to Turkey.
We went once, many years ago, to Bodrum. That's Turkey, isn't it?
Bodrum?
Bodrum.
It's like Bodrum jail here.
That's Bodmin.
Oh, Bodmin.
In Cornwall. Bodrum it was. I'm sure that was Turkey, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to Marmaris.
Woo!
What do you say like that for?
Is that the posh area?
I don't know.
The posh area.
I don't know. Debbie Fisher's not in Turkey. Debbie Fisher is in Mauritius. Well, Debbie Fisher's been everywhere, hasn't she?
She has been everywhere.
She's like Crafters TV's very own Alan Wicker. She's like, you know, all over the world she travels, isn't she?
Yeah, or what was her name on Wish You Were Here?
Gloria Hunniford?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Gloria, or
No.
what was it originally? Looks like Gloria Hunniford.
Wasn't it?
No. Wish You Were Here. Judith Chalmers.
Judith Chalmers, that was it.
Judith Chalmers, that's it. Yeah. Oh gosh, Wish You Were Here. Do you
I used to
remember
love
that?
those shows. It used to be on like 8:30 on like a Wednesday night or something, didn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. It used to be something along those lines.
Need more holiday shows.
Would do. Would definitely do.
Oh, Aidan's got back to say the Peekaboo was one of my first sets. I also recently purchased the Reveal Wheel stamp and die set. I love making the Reveal Wheel cards. Aidan, did you get them in the sale? We're wondering, because there's a bog off. And also, by the way, just whilst we're talking about that, there is the National Creativity Day section on the website, which has thousands of great deals with a 20% saving when you use the code CREATE.
So that strip that I've just done here of white cardstock, 5" by 3/4 inch. And I've done the same with how I showed you to do the panel strips, and that is just cut in from the inner edge, not the outer edge. So I'm going to use my stamping platform for this one, and let's go in with B Flamazing. So we're going to go in with B Flamazing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come more to this right-hand side. And let's get that one into position. And we're going to get that pressed. As I said in the earlier show as well, I'm using my waterproof because I just find it gives much more of a crisp, clean, sharper impression, even although I'm not doing anything water-based. So let's stamp that one out, crisp, clean, move that out the way. Let's give ourselves a fine layer. So I'm going to add that to the glue to the back. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come right to the edge. And I know many of you know I do this quite a lot now. And that is, I don't give myself a matting layer all the way around, Ben. What I do is I come right to the edge.
Yeah.
And I'll cut straight down. And it's only the top and the bottom that I give myself a matting layer. So let's turn that one around like we were doing with the columns, like so. So there's our sentiment. And then let's finish it off. So let's bring all of these bits in here. Let's come in with my glue gel. Let's then find as well my actual, you can see that we've got the pokey tool that I like to use for my glue gel. So we're going to bring in a feather. Now, some of the feathers are quite tall, some of them are quite stumpy, so I'm going for quite a tall one. And that is then going to sit, and I'm just going to have a little bit of the bottom of the oval just showing. I'm going to keep this flat, so let's add our dots at each side. Let's come along, and because I've cut that to 5", it's a perfect fit widthwise when it comes to our Create a Card. So actually it's easier just to flatten it. Let's then layer that in and press that in. And then we've got our sentiment. Let's bring in our glue gel. And our glue gel, we can pop a little bit there. So let's add that. Let's bring in the curve of the feather.
Lovely.
So it's coming and curving around, it's hiding our glue gel.
Love the feathers inclusion. It's such a fun
so
idea,
good,
isn't it?
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It so gives you that tactile feel as well. I'm going to add quite a thick bit, and because I'm using, or because I've got my feather, that's why I'm using a glue gel and not a foam pad. And then the last few here, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to do quite a big drop of glue gel. I'm going to pop that there, and then let's give that a little curve, and using the glue gel that's already there, can't use more if you want, but I'm not, I'm using what's already there. We're going to tuck that in, and then there we go. we've got our oval frame 7x7 card using components, framing. Of course, I've gone for that flamingo. You can use any of them from the paper pad there, but I'm not going to press it because it's got glue gel.
Yeah.
But it'll still go into a 7x7. I wouldn't say flat envelope, but maybe just with a 1/4 of an inch depth, or maybe then a box.
If you did use glue gel there, how long would you wait for that to set before you sent it?
So anything, you could leave it a couple of hours for it to be kind of not solid, but to stop it moving. But because it's wet, what I would do, as always, leave it overnight. Do it the night before and then post it the next day.
There you go. What a show. I can't believe the time is up. It's absolutely flown over, is that. Remember, if you have got the collection and you didn't get a chance to craft along live during this show, you'll be able to find this. It's there on Facebook for you, or indeed if you're on YouTube, of course, you will be able to find the show and add it to your playlist to come back at a later date. And we would love it if you do end up doing this particular craft along. Send us your pictures. You can always send them in to us in the studio, or indeed, least you can do is tag both Craig and I in your makes on Facebook, because you always love to see what you've been up to. What a fabulous card, Craig, says Lynn Harvey. And Carletta Morris says, lovely card, Craig. There's less than 50 of the Showstoppers remaining, the Flamazing Flamingos. Remember, it's everything in that set, and basically you pay an extra £10 or $15, and we give you an extra 12x12 pad and an extra 6x6 pad within the bundle. So this was one of those deals where we didn't have a bonus by bundle. We basically incorporated it within the Showstopper deal itself. $32.82 is what you save, $45.10. Platinum price is £112, $147.20. And of course, that is your free shipping as well. Adorable, says Marion Shipman. And Vanessa Fuentes says, how beautiful, Craig. Absolutely. Don't forget, we are back. I'm definitely right this time, by the way. Definitely. We're live at 5 tonight. Definitely at 5, which is midday Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. If you're just tuning in now going, oh, they've started 3 minutes early. No, we told you the wrong. But we're blaming the management. It was their fault. The email said 3. So it was their fault, not mine. But of course, if you are turning up now to watch, you can watch this show back, because it will be there for you, all the fun and frolics that you've just missed. But we are back at 5. Masterclass on the brand new floral aperture Stampin' Dies. How many have we got left of those? It won't be a lot, because I think we had 20 odd left, didn't we? Certainly as of half an hour or so ago. Whichever way, you need to be very, very quick on those if you want the Showstopper, which gives you that free goodie bag as well. Also over on the web, don't forget to shop the National Creativity Day selection, where you can get an extra 20% off with the code CREATE. That is one per customer, available to you up until the end of the 2nd of June. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll meet you back here in a couple of hours' time. Until then, keep shopping. Thanks for watching. And from us, it is a very good goodbye.
Toodles.